Oscar Niemeyer was born in December 5, 1907, in the hillside district of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and studied at the Academy of Fine Arts. Niemeyer architecture, conceived as lyrical sculpture, expands on the principle and innovation of Le Corbusier to become a kind of free-form sculpture. Oscar Niemeyer was a renowned Brazilian architect, known to be one of the pioneers of modern architecture. During his 78-year-long career, he completed nearly 600 illustrious projects throughout the Americas, Europe, and Africa. Born into affluent family of Rio de Janeiro, he studied architecture at the National School of Fine Arts and worked as an intern with senior architect. As an apprentice draftsman, he got the opportunity to work with world-renowned French architect no other than Le Corbusier, with whom he also collaborated in his later years. His professional association with mentor Lucio Costa lasted 4 years and brought out some of the most remarkable works of modern architecture. Niemeyer is especially known for his work on Pampola Complex in Belo Horizonte and the planned city of Brasilia, the capital of Brazil. He made use of reinforced concrete to create imaginative design. His architecture is often termed as lyrical sculpture. His leftist political views posed difficulties of his career during Brazil's right-wing military dictatorship in the 1970s and 60s. According to BBC, he was one of the most innovative and daring architects of his time. He was the first architect in the world who practiced modernism inspired by regional appeal. But sadly, Niemeyer died in 2012 at the age of 104.
Oscar Niemeyer has been an inspiration for millions of architects. He is being remembered as a visionary who pursued his profession with passion. Niemeyer designed buildings that refused to assimilate into their surroundings. Sensuous curves in his concrete structures and expressive furniture became his signature. Niemeyer lived a life that every architect dreamed of. His bold forms disregarded modern architecture's authoritarian straight lines, and he experimented with making art out of architecture. It is difficult to excel in this profession while living in exile. Passion for architecture combined with the joy of drawings is what first comes to mind to those people who lose Niemeyer in his work. As one of the early pioneers of modern architecture, he opened up a unique approach of contemporary architecture using bold free-form curves in design. Some of his house projects were equally powerful in terms of his dramatic application of free-form. Niemeyer was committed to communist ideology, a fact reflected throughout his work and influenced his aesthetics. He was inspired by a dream of equality. However, his major legacy, the city of Brasilia, ended up becoming exactly the opposite of such ideal. His visionary work has had the deepest influence, with the highest degree of originality and spatial sensibility. Many architects experiment with different shapes, lines, and function, but Oscar pushed his work to a much higher level, using all the advantages of concrete to be poured into beautiful fluid forms. He was entitled as the king of the curve, the architect who could command tons of concrete and steel. He brought the movement to modern architecture and invented a version of it that was expressive and seductive, and also clearly not functional.
The Niterói Contemporary Art Museum, also known as MAC, is a structure shaped like a saucer designed by Oscar Niemeyer, which was completed in 1996. Located in Brazil, the facade depicts a futuristic design that contrasts with conventionality, which is the signature of Oscar Niemeyer. It is situated on a rocky cliffside above Guanabara Bay, and Niemeyer stated that the field was narrow, surrounded by the sea, and the solution came naturally. His solution was a structure that stands up above a water basin that also allows the panoramic views in the area to be fully appreciated. The reflecting pool is 817 square meters at its base and 60 meters deep, which provides the structure the ambience of lightness as it looks like it is suspended in the air. This building may look like an unidentified flying object, which is something out of the ordinary, but the poetic intention of Niemeyer was for the form to emerge from the ground and continuously grow and spread, similar to a flower that flourishes from the rocks. The radial structure is 16 meters high and is accessed through a red carpeted swirling 98-meter long ramp. The circulation in the building is continuous and uninterrupted as the ramp connects the road up to the entrance and exit of the museum. The structure is divided into 4 levels. First is the semi-underground basement containing storage areas, a cafe, a restaurant, and a small auditorium. The first floor accommodates the museum's lobby and administration offices. The second floor consists of 5 medium-sized exhibition rooms and an exhibition hall, and the third floor, topped by a circular dome, contains an exhibition space divided into 5 galleries. The remarkability of this structure draws people to come to the area, making it one of the iconic architectural structures of Oscar Niemeyer.